Chosen ones, if you're hearing this, know that Allah is speaking directly to your heart right now. You are being tested in ways most people cannot even imagine. And this is the exact moment where many stumble and fail. Every challenge, every delay, every ounce of pain you feel is not random. It is a sign that Allah is refining you, preparing you, and elevating you for a mission far greater than you can see. In this video, we will uncover 7 powerful lessons to help you navigate this test, strengthen your faith, and remind you that your struggle is never unnoticed. Stay focused, stay patient, and open your heart, because what Allah has in store for you is beyond anything anyone else could ever understand. Chosen ones, understand this truth deeply. The very intensity of the trials you are facing right now is a divine sign that Allah has singled you out, that He sees within you a strength, a resilience, and a purpose that others do not yet comprehend. Most people go through life untouched by the hardships that you are enduring, and that is because they are not yet ready to carry the light, the responsibility, and the divine mission that you have been entrusted with. The Qur'an reminds us in Surah Al-Baqarah 2-286, Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. And this verse is not merely words. It is a promise that every difficulty you face is perfectly matched to your ability, every challenge calibrated to stretch you, and every delay timed with precision to prepare you for your destiny. The trials you feel as heavy, unjust, or overwhelming are actually refining fires. They strip away the distractions, the illusions, and the attachments that do not belong to the path Allah has chosen for you. They are molding your character, testing your patience, and awakening qualities within you that will define your life and legacy. Those who fail at this stage often stumble because they cannot endure the invisible pressures, the unseen tests, and the quiet purifying of the heart. But you, the chosen, are being prepared to rise above every obstacle, to hold steadfast when the world shakes, and to shine even in the darkest moments. Every tear, every moment of despair, every whisper of doubt is being recorded and honored in ways you cannot yet see, because Allah's eyes are on you, and His plan for you is already in motion. The fact that you are struggling, that you are challenged, that you feel the weight of trials that others do not, this is the clearest proof that you are chosen, that you are being elevated above the ordinary, and that you are being molded to carry a mission that will leave a mark far beyond your imagination. Remember, chosen ones, trials are not signs of failure, they are signs of selection. The test you are enduring is not to break you, it is to reveal the divine strength within you, to awaken the potential that will illuminate lives, and to prepare you for blessings that are being written in the heavens even as you endure. In these moments of difficulty, when the world seems silent and your heart feels heavy, remember that you are not alone, that your test is purposeful, and that every struggle is proof that Allah sees you. He believes in you, and He has chosen you for a destiny that is extraordinary, eternal, and unmatched by anyone else. Chosen ones, understand this deeply. Patience is not merely waiting or enduring, it is the most powerful weapon Allah has placed in your hands, a divine tool that separates those who are truly His from those who falter in the face of trials. In these moments when your heart feels heavy, when the world seems cruel, when opportunities are delayed, and when your soul whispers doubt, it is patience that will carry you through the unseen storms. The Qur'an and the Sunnah repeatedly remind us that those who persevere, who maintain steadfastness even when all signs point to despair, are the ones Allah elevates, blesses, and grants success beyond imagination. Remember the story of Prophet Ayub, peace be upon him, whose patience through unimaginable suffering became a timeless example for the chosen ones of every era. a story that teaches us that the endurance of trials is the birthplace of miracles. Patience is not passive. It is an active submission to Allah's wisdom, a refusal to surrender to fear, anger, or desperation, and a conscious decision to trust that every delay, every obstacle, and every moment of hardship is shaping you for a purpose only Allah can see. When you practice patience, you are not just surviving, you are building an inner fortress, a spiritual armor that protects your heart, sharpens your character, and amplifies your connection to Allah. Those who fail at this stage often do so because they look at the immediacy of the challenge and forget the eternity of Allah's plan. But you, the chosen, are learning that patience transforms trials into triumphs, weakness into strength, and waiting into divine alignment. Every sigh of frustration, every tear of longing, every moment of solitude is being honored in ways unseen, woven into the fabric of your destiny, and preparing you to receive blessings that are too vast for the unprepared heart to hold. Your patience today is not just for your survival. It is the foundation upon which your mission will be built, the silent testimony of your faith, and the invisible signal to the universe that you are a chosen one, ready to rise above limitations, endure the unseen pressures, and manifest the divine promises that Allah has written for you since eternity. Let every trial remind you, your weapon is not strength, wealth, or influence. It is patience, it is sabr, and it is the unwavering belief that Allah's timing is perfect, His wisdom unmatched, and His reward for those who endure beyond measure is unimaginable, eternal, and reserved for His chosen servants who rise above the rest. Chosen ones, never mistake your moments of isolation for abandonment, for the solitude you are experiencing is one of the clearest signs that Allah has selected you for a path far greater than most can understand. The distance from those who misunderstand, oppose, or underestimate you is not punishment, but divine protection, a sacred space where your heart, mind, and soul are being aligned with the mission only Allah has designed for you. While the world chases distractions, approvals, and the validation of others, your separation is allowing you to hear the whispers of guidance, the subtle nudges of inspiration, and the quiet commands of destiny that only the chosen are capable of perceiving. In your loneliness, your character is being refined, your intentions purified, and your reliance on Allah solidified. The companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, endured ridicule, abandonment, and trials in isolation, and it was in those moments that they were strengthened to carry the light of guidance across the world. Your isolation is not emptiness, it is preparation. It is here that your heart learns to trust, your mind learns to discern, and your spirit learns to soar beyond worldly attachments. Those who fail in this stage often seek comfort in the voices of the world, the company of the unaware, and the illusion of security. But you, the chosen, are learning that true strength emerges not from crowds, but from quiet alignment with Allah, not from applause, but from divine approval, and not from fleeting connections, but from eternal purpose. Every moment alone, every whispered doubt, every sense of being unseen is in fact a sign that Allah is elevating you, protecting you from influences that would dim your light, and preparing you to emerge as a beacon for those who will one day follow your guidance. Embrace your solitude, for it is a sacred crucible where patience becomes wisdom, struggle becomes resilience, and your soul is fortified to carry responsibilities that others could never bear. Your isolation is proof that you are chosen, that your journey is extraordinary, and that the mission Allah has entrusted to you requires a heart refined, focused, and fully aligned with the divine, a heart capable of holding the light, influence, and legacy that only a chosen one can fulfill. Chosen ones, every trial you face is not merely an obstacle in your path, but a divine mirror reflecting the true state of your heart, your intentions, and your faith, revealing what lies within in ways that words alone cannot convey. The hardships, the delays, the betrayals, and the moments when everything seems to crumble are not random misfortunes. They are precise reflections sent from Allah to show you the areas within yourself that still need purification, alignment, and surrender. When you feel anger rising in the face of injustice, when your patience wavers at delays, when doubt whispers questions you do not yet have answers for, these are not signs of weakness, but signs that your heart is alive, sensitive, and capable of transformation, because only a heart that matters to Allah is tested with such intensity. The challenges you encounter are mirrors to your soul, revealing pride where humility is required, revealing impatience where steadfastness must prevail, and revealing fear where courage is being cultivated. And through these reflections, Allah is inviting you to look inward, to confront yourself honestly, and to grow beyond the limitations that the world imposes. The companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, endured trials that exposed their hearts repeatedly, yet each challenge was a divine opportunity to align their actions, purify their intentions, and demonstrate unwavering reliance on Allah. And this is the pattern that repeats for every chosen one. Your struggle is your teacher, your discomfort is your mirror, and your endurance is your testimony. Those who fail at this stage often react to the mirror with resistance, denial, or blame, refusing to acknowledge the divine lessons hidden in adversity. But you, the chosen, are learning to see the reflection with clarity, to accept the guidance it offers, and to use it as a tool to refine your character, deepen your faith, and elevate your soul. Every encounter, every hardship, every person who challenges you, every circumstance that feels unfair, these are all mirrors showing exactly where your heart needs to grow, where your reliance on Allah must increase, and where your mercy, patience, and integrity are being shaped. When you start seeing challenges as mirrors rather than punishments, every test becomes an opportunity to align yourself with divine wisdom, to cleanse your heart from hidden weaknesses, and to strengthen the qualities that will define your mission, your impact, and your legacy. Know this: the trials that feel most unbearable are the very ones that will reveal the luminous, unwavering, and righteous heart Allah is cultivating within you. The world may never see the transformation happening inside, the subtle shifts in perspective, the quiet victories over your own ego, and the resilience being sown into your soul. But Allah sees every reflection, every effort, and every moment of sincere striving, and He is shaping you to become a beacon of faith, strength, and guidance for others. Chosen ones, when you begin to embrace challenges as mirrors, you awaken the divine wisdom within, you turn hardship into insight, and you transform every difficulty into a step toward the extraordinary destiny Allah has already written for you. Your heart becomes the compass, your faith becomes the anchor, and your soul becomes the light that will guide others through trials just as you have been guided. Never forget that the reflection is a gift, the struggle is a teacher, and the endurance is proof that you are being molded into someone extraordinary, someone whose heart is capable of carrying immense responsibility, divine purpose, and eternal blessings. The mirror may be uncomfortable, the reflection may reveal truths you did not want to see, and the process may be painful, but every challenge is Allah's way of shaping you into a chosen one whose heart is luminous, sincere, and aligned perfectly with the path of truth, mercy, and divine destiny. And in seeing yourself clearly through the trials, you begin to understand that nothing in your journey is wasted. Nothing is random, and everything is carefully designed to transform you into the best version of yourself, a version ready to illuminate, guide, and inspire the world in ways only the chosen can. Chosen ones, understand this profound truth. The waiting you are enduring right now is not a punishment. It is the sacred crucible where your faith is being tested, refined, and expanded. And it is in this waiting, in the silence, in the delay, in the moments where it feels as though nothing is happening, that Allah is teaching you lessons no instant success could ever convey. Many people stumble, falter, or turn away during this phase because they are looking for results they can see, proof they can touch, or validation from the world. But the chosen ones are being trained to see with their hearts, to trust with their souls, and to rely upon Allah in ways that are unseen, unshakable, and eternal. The waiting is not idle, it is active, intentional, and filled with divine purpose. Every moment of anticipation, every breath held in uncertainty, every tear shed in longing is being recorded and honored in ways invisible to the eyes of man, but witnessed fully by Allah, who knows the capacity of your heart, the depth of your sincerity, and the endurance of your spirit. It is here, in the waiting, that patience becomes wisdom, reliance becomes trust, and hope becomes unbreakable faith. The Qur'an repeatedly reminds us, in Surah Al-Baqarah 2-153, to seek help through patience and prayer, teaching us that these are not just acts but pathways to divine support and elevation. And this is the very stage where the chosen are separated from the ordinary, because ordinary souls crumble when the timeline is extended, when the relief is delayed, and when the results are postponed. But the chosen ones grow stronger, more steadfast, and more radiant in the very waiting that feels unbearable. Understand also that the waiting itself is an education. It trains your heart to detach from the temporary, the superficial, and the fleeting comforts of this world, and it trains your mind to trust the unseen, to surrender control, and to embrace the perfect timing of Allah, which is far beyond human comprehension. Every person who fails at this stage does so because they measure success by immediacy, relief by speed, and blessing by appearance. But the chosen ones measure their growth by alignment, their victories by integrity, and their blessings by divine orchestration. The waiting is shaping your resilience, building your patience, and strengthening your reliance on Allah. For it is only when the heart learns to endure the unseen, the unmanifested, and the delayed that it becomes capable of receiving what has been decreed for eternity. In this waiting, your intentions are purified, your sincerity is tested, and your trust in Allah's wisdom is magnified beyond measure. And this is why the world often misjudges you, misunderstands you, or doubts your journey, because they cannot see the transformation happening quietly, steadily, and profoundly within your soul. The waiting is preparing you to step into a reality where your faith is unshakable, your reliance is unwavering, and your heart is perfectly aligned with the divine purpose that Allah has written for you since before the creation of time. Chosen ones, do not despise the waiting, do not rush the process, and do not allow impatience to weaken your heart, for it is in this sacred pause that the seeds of your miracles, your victories, and your divine impact are being sown. Every unanswered question, every postponed answer, every moment of apparent delay is a signal that Allah is orchestrating something far greater than what you can imagine, something perfectly timed to your heart, your growth, and your destiny. The waiting is where your faith grows, because it is here that you are learning to rely on Allah alone, to trust His timing, and to recognize that nothing is wasted, nothing is accidental, and every moment, even the quiet, lonely, and difficult ones, is a crucial step in the journey that is uniquely yours. Those who rush, complain, or despair during this stage miss the divine lessons embedded in every pause, while you, the chosen, are learning to use the waiting to purify your intentions, strengthen your heart, refine your character, and elevate your soul, preparing you for the extraordinary breakthroughs, the profound clarity, and the eternal impact that are already decreed for you. Remember, chosen ones, this waiting is not a void. It is the foundation, the proving ground, and the secret pathway to the abundance, purpose, and divine manifestation that only Allah can deliver. And when you embrace it fully, when you endure it patiently, and when you trust the unseen, you become not only the recipient of Allah's plans, but also a living testament to the power of faith, patience, and divine orchestration. And this, beloved, is what separates the ordinary from the chosen. Chosen ones, listen carefully, for the trials you are facing right now are not signs of weakness, misfortune, or abandonment. They are the hidden instruments of your elevation, the secret pathways through which Allah is preparing you for triumph that is far greater than anything you could achieve without enduring this very test. Every obstacle, every delay, every moment of doubt, and every hardship you encounter is intricately woven into the divine tapestry of your destiny, designed specifically to refine your heart, purify your intentions, and awaken the latent strength and resilience that only a chosen one can carry. The Qur'an reminds us that Allah tests those He loves, and through these tests, He measures not only endurance but sincerity, patience, reliance, and unwavering trust in His wisdom. Consider the lives of the prophets and righteous servants who came before you. They endured trials that would have crushed ordinary souls, yet through these very struggles, their names, their legacies, and their impact were magnified in ways that transcended time, space, and human understanding. Your test, chosen one, is inseparable from your triumph, for it is precisely in the furnace of difficulty that the steel of your character is forged, the clarity of your purpose is revealed, and the depth of your faith is magnified beyond measure. Those who fail to recognize this often see only pain, delay, and confusion. They despair when Allah delays what is rightfully theirs, and they falter when circumstances feel unbearable. Yet the chosen understand that the very trial that feels most overwhelming is simultaneously the vessel of the greatest blessing, the conduit of divine favor, and the precursor to unimaginable success. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night you endure, every pang of uncertainty and fear is not wasted. It is being transformed by Allah into wisdom, resilience, spiritual authority, and divine alignment. The pain you feel today, the opposition you face, and the moments where it seems the world is against you are secretly preparing you to rise above limitations, to achieve victories that will leave others astonished, and to shine with a light that can only emanate from one who has been tested, refined, and fully prepared by Allah Himself. Understand, chosen one, that the triumph that awaits you is not merely about worldly success, recognition, or status. It is a multidimensional victory that encompasses spiritual clarity, divine favor, inner peace, and an influence that will touch generations. The test is the proving ground where ordinary effort is replaced with reliance on Allah, where human understanding gives way to divine insight, and where fear and doubt are replaced with courage, certainty, and unshakable faith. Those who fail at this stage often become distracted by the visible world, seeking shortcuts, validation, or immediate relief. But you, the chosen, are learning the profound lesson that every struggle is a message, every difficulty is a gift, and every delay is a setup for a triumph that is perfectly orchestrated in accordance with divine wisdom. Even when circumstances seem cruel, isolation feels unbearable, and progress appears invisible, know that Allah is working tirelessly behind the scenes, aligning every detail, orchestrating every timing, and preparing a reality for you that is far beyond what your eyes can see, what your heart can imagine, and what your mind can comprehend. Your test is a hidden triumph in progress, a divine transformation unfolding silently and powerfully within your soul, and when you persevere with sincerity, patience, and faith, the very challenges that once seemed insurmountable will become the pillars of your strength, the foundation of your legacy, and the proof to the world that Allah's chosen ones are capable of overcoming the impossible. Every difficulty you endure is a seed of triumph. Every opposition you face is a step toward victory, and every moment of uncertainty is a preparation for the clarity, abundance, and influence that is uniquely yours. Chosen ones, never underestimate the power of your perseverance. Never diminish the significance of your trials, and never forget that the path you are walking, no matter how lonely, painful, or confusing it may feel, is simultaneously the very road to the greatest triumphs your heart, soul, and destiny will ever know. What the world may view as suffering, delay, or struggle is in reality the divine mechanism transforming you into a vessel capable of extraordinary impact, unwavering faith, and eternal blessings. And it is through these trials, when you hold steadfast and trust completely in Allah, that you will emerge not only victorious, but radiant, resilient, and ready to fulfill the mission that only a chosen one can carry. The test you face today is inseparable from the triumph Allah has already written for you. It is the very tool that is shaping your character, refining your intentions, and preparing you to shine with a light so powerful that it will illuminate paths, awaken hearts, and inspire generations. Every trial, every delay, every hardship is a silent victory in disguise, a divine signal that Allah is orchestrating your elevation, and a reminder that you are not merely surviving this test, you are transforming it into the extraordinary triumph that was always destined to be yours, chosen one. Trust this process, endure with sincerity, and walk steadfastly, for your test is the seed of your victory, your suffering is the prelude to your blessings, and your perseverance is the evidence that Allah's chosen ones will always rise, shine, and fulfill the purpose that has been written in the heavens long before the world could ever comprehend it. Chosen ones, hear this clearly, for the endurance you are practicing right now is not simply a personal test, it is a divine investment that will ripple across time, affecting lives, hearts, and generations far beyond your immediate sight. The struggles, delays, opposition, and trials you endure today are not wasted. They are shaping you into a vessel capable of carrying wisdom, guidance, and light that will inspire countless others, creating a legacy of faith, resilience, and unwavering trust in Allah that cannot be measured by worldly standards, for it is eternal, infinite, and divinely orchestrated. Every moment you resist despair, every sigh you restrain in patience, every whisper of prayer offered from a heart that feels unseen is being recorded by Allah and woven into a plan that transcends the limitations of the world, forming a blueprint for your influence that stretches into the lives of people you may never meet, in eras you may never see. The endurance of the chosen is not merely about surviving the trials of today, it is about fortifying the hearts of tomorrow, awakening courage in those who are yet to be tested, and planting seeds of faith that will blossom long after the immediate struggle has passed. The Qur'an reminds us in Surah Al-Anfal 8:46 to be patient, to trust Allah, and to hold steadfast. And this patience is not just a personal shield, it is a channel through which Allah spreads light into communities, nations, and generations, touching souls in ways that the mind cannot fully comprehend. The chosen ones often feel misunderstood, invisible, or underappreciated during these seasons of testing, yet every act of endurance, every moment of self-restraint, every prayer offered in silence is magnified beyond measure and becomes a legacy of guidance, a lighthouse for the lost, and a source of inspiration for the oppressed. Those who fail at this stage often abandon patience, seek shortcuts, or rely on the approval of the world rather than the commands of Allah, and as a result, their influence is limited, their legacy fleeting, and their potential unrealized. But you, the chosen, are being trained to endure not for recognition, comfort, or ease, but for the profound and eternal impact that only a heart fully aligned with Allah can carry. Understand that your endurance is the bridge between the trials of today and the victories of tomorrow. It is the preparation for a legacy that will transform families, communities, and nations, teaching them that faith, patience, and reliance on Allah are not abstract virtues, but living forces that change hearts and shape futures. Every hardship you face, every obstacle you overcome, every moment of perseverance in the face of doubt and despair is a living testament to Allah's power and mercy, and it becomes a source of strength and courage for those who witness it directly or indirectly. Chosen ones, your endurance today is not merely a personal victory, it is a ripple effect that touches generations, molding hearts long after you have moved beyond the immediate trial. The patience you cultivate, the trust you maintain, and the faith you exercise are all seeds planted for the world to inherit. Your steadfastness becomes a model for others to follow, a source of hope for the weak, and a demonstration of what it truly means to walk the path of the chosen. Even when your struggles feel lonely, even when the world misunderstands you, and even when it seems that your efforts go unnoticed, know that Allah is recording every act of endurance, magnifying every moment of sincere perseverance, and amplifying your impact in ways that are invisible to the eye, but monumental in the spiritual and eternal realm. The endurance of the chosen is a light that cannot be dimmed, a legacy that cannot be erased, and a blessing that cannot be measured by the worldly mind, for it is the manifestation of divine favor, wisdom, and preparation for a role that only Allah has envisioned, a role that will inspire courage, faith, and transformation across time and space. Every challenge you face is being turned into a lesson for others. Every moment of hardship is being converted into inspiration for hearts that will follow in your footsteps. And every ounce of patience, perseverance, and trust you display is shaping the character of generations yet to come. This is why chosen ones often feel the weight of trials more heavily than others, why the path seems lonelier, and why the burdens feel heavier, for endurance of this magnitude is not meant for ordinary hearts. It is meant for the exceptional, the divinely selected, and those whose mission is to leave an impact that transcends time, circumstance, and human comprehension. Your endurance today is the inheritance of tomorrow's faithful, the courage for those who will face trials in your footsteps, and the proof that Allah's chosen are not only capable of surviving tests, but of transforming them into sources of eternal light, inspiration, and blessing. Remember, every sacrifice, every prayer, every moment of perseverance, and every act of patience is shaping not just your destiny, but the destinies of countless souls, turning you into a living beacon of hope, guidance, and divine purpose, whose influence will echo for generations. Chosen ones, your endurance is not temporary, it is eternal, not for yourself alone, but for the many who will follow, learn, and be inspired by the life of someone who trusted Allah completely, remained steadfast under trials, and walked the path of the chosen with unwavering faith. revealing that the true measure of greatness lies not in comfort or ease, but in the ability to endure, persevere, and transform trials into triumphs that resonate across generations. And this is why your present struggle is not merely your story, it is the story of generations to come, written by your endurance, guided by Allah, and destined to inspire the world in ways you may never fully comprehend. Chosen ones, if you have listened closely to these 7 lessons, know this: every trial you are facing, every delay, every hardship, and every moment of doubt is not meant to break you, it is meant to prepare you, refine you, and elevate you into the destiny Allah has already written for you. The world may not understand your journey, people may doubt you, and circumstances may seem unbearable, but remember that Allah sees everything, knows every struggle, and is orchestrating your path with perfect wisdom. Your trials are proof that you are chosen. Your patience is your weapon. Your isolation is your protection. Your challenges are mirrors to your heart. Your waiting is a place of divine growth. Your tests are secretly your triumphs, and your endurance is shaping generations. All of it is part of a divine plan that will unfold at exactly the right time. Do not despair, do not rush, and do not compare your path to anyone else's, for Allah is preparing you for a role that only you can fulfill, a mission that only your heart, faith, and resilience can carry. Rise with certainty, walk with purpose, and trust completely, because the chosen ones are not defined by comfort, ease, or approval. They are defined by faith, perseverance, and unwavering trust in Allah. Let this message remind you that your struggles are sacred, your path is extraordinary, and your destiny is already written in the heavens. Keep striving, keep believing, and keep enduring, for Allah is with you, guiding you, protecting you, and elevating you beyond what anyone else can see. Share this message with those who are struggling, remind them of their chosen status, and let your life be the proof that Allah never abandons His chosen ones. You are not just surviving, you are being prepared, molded, and perfected to leave a mark that will inspire, transform, and bless generations to come.